Welcome to Series English. My name is Antonia Ramaker, and today I'm going to tell you about the difference between which and that, as well as the difference between who and that. So I'm going to talk about relative pronouns, and I want to make sure that you do not confuse these words, because sometimes you could not use that, and in other cases you are supposed to use just who, and so on. Let's get cracking, and let's, try to clear things out and get rid of this mess. First, we're going to talk about the difference between which and that. So, they are usually equally correct in a sentence. For example, I need the book that you borrowed, or I need the book which you borrowed. Both these sentences will be equally correct. So here we are dealing with a restrictive relative clause. And what is that, you might ask yourselves? Well, let me explain. A restrictive relative clause is a clause which contains essential information or important information about the noun that comes before it. In addition, if you take it out, it will affect the sentence. Or the sentence might not make sense at all. Like, I need the book. What kind of book? What are you talking about? Let's take a look at a couple of examples.
Again for the seventh time? Well, this is turning into such a hassle for me.
And with that, I had reopened a door that I had successfully closed years ago.
So I think Alan will become the yardstick against which all future boyfriends will be measured.
What future boyfriends? No, I think this could be, it. Really?
Notice that in these sentences we do not need commas. So as for punctuation, you should be very careful here. No commas. Notice that. Well, in addition, in this type of sentences, you can use which or that. By the way, you can also use whose, who, or whom. So the number of relative pronouns which you can use in this type of sentences is the following. So we can use the following: that, which, who, whose, and whom. Okay, and now let's discuss the second type of relative clauses. Here we are going to talk about non-restrictive relative clauses. In this case, we are talking about some extra information, which is not that important. It's just additional information. And, it can easily be left out without affecting the meaning or the structure of the sentence. So it's not important. Non-restrictive, not important. Additional, extra information. In this case, we should use commas. We are supposed to use them. It's, more or less strict rule. In addition, we cannot use that. We use which, who, whose, and whom. No that. Never. Be careful here. So, for instance, the book which I lent you had kept me on the edge of my seat till I finished it. So, as you can see, we can just simply leave this part out. We can say, the book had kept me on the edge of my seat till I finished it. So, now, a couple of extra examples from the TV series.
Regular lamps. What? Oh, come on. I mean, it's not like I'm asking for this girly clock or anything. Which, by the way, I also think is really cool.
Once again, you should use commas here. Do not forget that. Know that and commas. Now let's discuss the difference between that and who. It is very peculiar because on the one hand we can use that instead of who sometimes, but let's get to it. First of all, generally when we talk about people we should say who. So people who are close to me, and so on. And when we use that, usually we talk about things, like the pen that belongs to me and so on. Yeah, so things and people. However, this is there's no strict line, so to say, because sometimes we can use that instead of who, especially when we talk about people in general, like a class of people. For example, the women that focus on their career tend to have no family of their own. So I'm talking about a whole class of women, a whole class of people. In this case, I can say that the women that focus on their careers. Well, in addition, usually when we substitute who with that, our speech becomes a little bit colloquial or informal. So in this case we can talk about abilities and characteristics of individuals and groups of people. Speaking about individual people, like someone in particular, if you use that, this is very informal. As for groups of people and a whole class of people, it's not that informal. You can even sometimes use it in a formal situation. However, to be on the safe side, it's better to use who whenever you should say something of the kind. Yeah, this particular idea, when you should use a relative pronoun and you're talking about live creatures, namely people, not animals. In this case, to be on the safe side, use who. Then you will definitely, you won't make any mistake here. However, if you want to sound informal, careless, colloquial, you can use that. So, all in all, the bottom line here is that you should be consistent. So, just stick to one rule and do it. However, my personal advice is to use who. Then you won't be wrong whenever. So you won't be wrong ever. Okay, by the way, however, once again, I should mention that some of great writers, classical writers, I should say, use that in this particular situation. For example, Chaucer, Shakespeare, and Dickens, they use that instead of who sometimes. So even if you use that instead of who, it won't be a mistake. However, if you want to sound British and if you want to sound 100% formal, then say who. Okay, that's it. That's everything I wanted to teach you today. I hope that now you understand the difference between which, that, and who. I guess that we'll continue discussing relative pronouns. But that's it for today. Do not forget to like this video so that I could see that you actually liked it, and leave your comments, leave your questions. I would really appreciate that, and I will really enjoy answering your questions. So stay tuned, keep up, study English and Russian with me on this channel, and hope to see you soon. Happy Russian and English practice. Bye bye.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's go over some exercises. Okay. Complete each sentence with who or which. Alright, now who is for people, which is for things. I am looking for a secretary. Can use the computer well. Okay? So a secretary is a person. So it's going to be who. Okay, so who. Okay. Number 2. She has a son. She has a son. Is a doctor. So she has a son. Once again, who is a doctor? Okay. We bought a car. Is 60 years old. What is 60 years old? The car. The car, is it a person? No. So we bought a car which is 60 years old. I sent a package, arrived 3 weeks later. Package, not person. So I sent a package which arrived 3 weeks later. Okay. Number 5. We went to the market. Katie recommended. We went to the market. Kate recommended. So, market. Market. Is it a place or is it a person? Place, right? So, which? Okay. Very good. Okay, now, interruptions. Okay? An interruption is when someone is talking and then someone comes in or someone talks and stops the first talk. Okay, so for example, let's say I'm talking with my hand. Okay, so this is a person, and then there's me. Okay, so mouth, and my mouth. Okay, so I'm talking with this one right here. So we're talking, and then he said, "Hey, I need to ask you something." That's called interruption. Okay, so it's an interrupt. Okay, so Marco, if we continue to improve our sales in Europe, we should be able to open new branches. And then he gets cut off. And Stan says, before you continue, can I ask something? Before you go on, can I ask something? Yes, of course. Thanks, Marco. Have any attempts been made to open new branches? If we improve sales, that's great. But if we don't, we still need to open stores. Okay? So Marco then said, thank you, Stan. As I was saying, if we improve sales, we can open new branches. Okay? So here there are 2 words or 2 things I want you guys to realize. Okay? Okay, so you see those, what I just highlighted? Before you go on, can I ask you something? That's our interruption. Okay, that's our interruption. And then, after you deal with the interruption, you say, as I was saying. You want to continue now, so you say, as I was saying, and then you continue on. Okay? Okay. All right, here's another example. Dan says, I went snowboarding last week and ran into a bear. Wow, really? What happened? Well, I was going down the hill on my board when suddenly I hit a snag. I fell and rolled the rest of the way down the hill and hit a tree face first, then the bear. And as he's trying to continue, someone said, I'm sorry. Could I ask one thing? I'm sorry. Could I ask one thing? So he says, okay, sure. You said you hit a tree with your face, but I don't see any scars. So he said, it happened last week. Jim said, I think you're making this up. This is I think you're lying. I think you're lying. Okay, so once again here, what's happened here is that another way to interrupt is to say, I'm sorry. Could I ask one thing? Okay, I'm sorry. Could I ask one thing? Or I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm sorry to interrupt. Could I ask one thing? Okay. So when it comes down to interrupting someone, you must say I'm sorry, or you must be polite about it. Okay, so here, before you go on, can I ask something? It's very polite. And here, I'm sorry, could I ask one thing? It's also a polite way to interrupt someone. Okay, now let's learn about a few tips to manage stress. Okay. First one, say cheese. Okay, when we say cheese, it means to smile more. Okay, you should smile more in your life, and that will help you become happier. Okay, if you want to have a happy personality, smile. It's beautiful. Okay, smile more. Okay. Deep breathing exercise. Okay. Now, sometimes we all get into a situation where we're very upset, and here's what you should do. Stop, and then close your eyes, and take your air in from your nose, so hold it in, so close your eyes, and then let out from your mouth. Okay? So if you ever get angry or you're stressed, you just stop, close your eyes, and you'll feel much calmer. Okay? You'll feel much better. Another thing you can do is you can take your hands and put it on your heart. Feel your heartbeat, and then say, all is well. All is well. All is well. And you just rub it in, rub your heart. Okay, all is well. It's going to be okay. Okay? It's going to be okay. All right? It's going to be okay. And you do that, and that will make you feel much calmer and able to relieve the stress. Okay, live a healthier life. So you should begin to take care of your health. Maybe you should start running. So do some jogging. Go to the gym. Okay? Change your way of eating food. Eat healthier. If you begin to do that, you'll begin to feel much better about yourself. You begin to feel much happier with who you are. Become more organized. If you're able to organize your life, okay, put everything in proper place, this will help you become less stressful because you know what's happening. Everything is well planned in your life. You're not just living, okay? You know where everything's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. So you feel much less stressed. Okay? Live within a budget. So you don't want to go on and borrow money, okay, or use credit cards, because then you'll be worried about paying the debt. And that will always be a knot in your head. Always feel bad. So live within a budget. So you know that my income is $10,000 and my outcome should be maybe, let's say, $5,000. So you know what's coming in, so you know what's coming in and what's going out. Okay? Okay, so balance between work and play. So you want to make sure that you have time to work and you take care of your work, but also make sure that you have time to play and have fun. It's very important to live here. Not work, 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 work. You get stressed out and not good. And not play, 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 because you never get anything done, but you have to live here. Work and play. Okay? All right, be a fighter. What this means is don't give up. Don't say, I can't do it. It's too hard. I'll never make it. No, you need to be brave. Get up. You can do it. Okay? You can do it. And then you just keep on going until you get there. It's very easy. Just keep on going until you get there. Write it down. So if you have goals or something is stressing you out, write down the problem and write down solutions. So today I am facing 1, 2, 3. What am I going to do about it? And then you write down how to fix your problem. Okay? So write it down. All right, and just say no. All right, so say no to stress. I don't need stress. No, no, no stress. I'm going to enjoy my life. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to achieve my goals. No one is going to stop me from that. So just enjoy your life and say no to stress. Another thing is to admit when you're feeling stress. All right, admit means to say it. Okay, say it. I feel stressed. Talk with someone. Find someone you love and trust and talk with them. They'll listen and then they'll give you advice. But you can't say, I'm not stressed, and then you're, I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed. That's when your heart pops, you get a heart attack because you're denying. Admit it. It's okay. Seek help. It's okay. All right. Up next, we'll learn about the verb wish. Okay, wish. Now, we use wish and a past tense verb to talk about present wishes. Okay, so the word wish is like, I wish I had this. I wish I had a wife. I wish I could be married. I wish this. I wish I had this. Okay, so I wish. Okay. So we use the wish and the past tense verb to talk about present wishes. Okay. So we'll use the verb to be, and we use were with both singular and plural nouns and pronouns. Okay, so we don't say I wish I was, we say I wish I were. So here, for example, I have to work. I have to work. You say I wish I didn't have to work. Okay, I wish I didn't have to work. So here the person has work and I don't want to work. I wish I didn't have to work. I wish I didn't have to work. Okay? I don't have any time to play. I don't have any time to play. As you notice, we're always using the opposite. So if it's negative, we use positive. If it's positive, we use negative. So have to, didn't have to. Don't have, we always have. So I wish I had more time to play. I wish I had more time to play. I can't watch it now. I can't watch it now. I wish I could watch it now. I wish I could watch it now. I'm really tired. I wish I weren't tired. I wish I were not tired. I wish I weren't, not wasn't tired. Weren't tired. Okay? I am not very skilled. I am not very skilled. I wish I were more skilled. I wish I were more skilled. Okay, complete the sentences with the past form of the verbs. I wish I not care so much. So not will become did not. So you're going to say didn't care so much. So didn't care so much. I wish I didn't care so much. I wish he can find. So can becomes could. I wish he could find the remote. I wish he could find the remote. I wish I have more time. So I wish I had more time. Okay, I wish I can becomes could. So I wish I could speak French. I wish I could speak French. I wish we eat the cake. So I wish we can becomes could. I wish I could eat the cake. So I wish I could eat we could eat the cake. Okay. I wish they are not here. So are becomes were. So I wish they were not here. I wish they were not here. Okay? Easy enough? Okay, so now let's read a little bit more on stress. Okay, so read the following text and then answer a few questions. Schooled in Buddhist monasteries since childhood, Thupten Jinpa, with a PhD, knows a thing or two about the benefits of simplicity. Simple. Okay? What do you think monks and nuns, why do you think monks and nuns shave their heads? He asked. For one, it simplifies their lives. A principal English translator in the Dalai Lama Jinpa is no longer a monk, but he still holds on to some of the lifestyle's Spartan values. My family has a one-car policy. He says, pointing out the hassles of owning more than one, the cost, the maintenance, the time managing, the details, multiple credit cards. They don't create freedom or happiness, he argues. Although these days he might get less of an argument about that. Modern life has elevated individual choice to the highest level, he says. But these choices come at a big price. We often pair quality of life with standard of life, Jennifer says. But after a point, the connection between the two disappears. If you simplify your life, you create more space in your day, making it possible to reflect on your life. Okay, so he says, now the questions here are, what are the hassles of owning more than one car? Does Thupten Jinpa believe owning multiple credit cards creates happiness? Does Thupten Jinpa live a complicated life or a simple life? If you simplify your life, it gives you more time for what? All right, so now let's reread to answer these questions here, and then we'll be done for our class for today. All right, so school in Buddhist monastery since childhood, Thupten Jinpa, PhD, knows a thing or two about the benefits of simplicity. What do you think monks and nuns, why do you think monks and nuns shave their heads? He asked. For one, it simplifies their lives. A principal English translator to the Dalai Lama, Jinpa, is no longer a monk, but he still holds on to some of the lifestyle's Spartan values. My family has a one-car policy, he says, pointing out the hassles of owning more than one, the costs, the maintenance, the time managing, the details. Okay, so that's why, because the cost, the maintenance, time managing, and details. So cost, management, okay, hassles, and details. All right. Number 2, credit cards. Multiple credit cards. They don't create freedom or happiness, he argues. They don't create freedom or happiness. So, does he believe owning multiple credit cards creates happiness? No. No. Okay. Does Thupten Jinpa live a complicated lifestyle or a simple lifestyle? And we see that he says to simplify your life, so he lives a very simple life. Okay, if you simplify your life, it gives you more time for what? If you were to look at your life and make your life much more simpler, it gives you more time for what? It gives you more time to be with your family, spend time with them, talk with your friends and neighbors. Okay? Today, we are doing everything from a very complicated angle. We're getting classes online. It's become a very difficult world. If we simplify our lives sometimes, it's good. That way we get used to keeping things simple in life. So with that, I leave you today. Try to simplify your life. Try to enjoy your life. Have fun. Enjoy the moment that you can while you can. Okay? And looking forward to see you guys again for another class. This is Mr. Amir Khalifa from Academic Professional Training. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Good. That way we get used to keeping things simple in life. So with that, I leave you today. Try to simplify your life. Try to enjoy your life. Have fun. Enjoy the moment that you can while you can. Okay? And looking forward to see you guys again for another class. This is Mr. Amir Khalifa from Academic Professional Training. Thank you and have a wonderful day.